Turn your music
Oh,
off.
I'm trying to.
Saturday
Oh,
nights
my
with you
God.
are great. I love it.
Oh, I know. We're trip, aren't they? Hold on a second.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, hold on a minute. I gotta figure out. Oh my God. Where are you?
You're echoing too, just so you know.
Oh, great. Oh my gosh, I can't find it. Hold on a minute.
Guess what?
What?
Unified Demand is on.
It is. Holy
Just went
cow.
live. It just went live. Unified Demand live. What's up, party people in the house tonight? Get that
Oh, here we
smooth
go.
groove. What's up, oh hey, Christina? Queen Adrian in the house. Hey, 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 I lost my smooth groove.
All right.
What's up, Rock Crusher?
Off.
The Critter Mama. What's up, artist? Take a breath.
Oh, nothing much. I don't know why I couldn't get that to scroll down so I could see it. So, hey, everybody, how are you? How's everybody doing tonight? It's always going to be something with StreamYard. Always. Go ahead and greet everybody. Give me just a second, guys. I got to go grab something real quick and I'll be right back. And I'm going to let New Day get everybody greeted and we'll be getting ready here in just a couple minutes.
Right on. How's everybody doing tonight? Yeah, we already got quite a few people rolling in. It's good to see you guys. Thanks for sharing your Saturday with us. What's up, Gizmo? Dom, how you feeling, man? Hope you're better. Glad you're here. Kali Yuga. What's up? Sunflower Soul. All the party people in the house. Saturday in the chat. What's good, y'all? Hey, Me Monday's here too.
That's great. I'm back now. Let's see. Oh, everybody in the house. Hey, Dom, how are you? Callie, Gizmo, Sunflower, Christina.
Hey, Dom, I'm glad you're feeling a little bit better, man. I'm glad your daughter's here. It's nice when we can have family around. Sometimes that helps. Sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes it does. So hope things work out for you and her. What's up, Goddess?
Did you say hey to Adrian? Hey, Adrian.
I did. The queen is in the house, y'all.
She is the queen. Let's see.
Oh, good. Nancy Drew's here. Checked in safe from Delphi.
By the way, if anybody didn't catch Adrian's live the other night, go watch that. It's a very good breakdown regarding the digital evidence. Just her trying to figure out what a lot of this stuff means, which I highly appreciate.
Well, and which questions to ask.
Yes, that's exactly right. Which questions to ask, because there's been, as you guys know, some issue with the different opinions you get on the digital evidence and what those different things mean. And I think Adrian did a really, really, really good live the other night regarding a lot of those things. Had a very good chat with ChatGPT, which, she's asking the right questions of ChatGPT. So I thought there was some very good information, really broke it down. And we're going to continue to explore that, of course. So let me tell you a little bit about what we're going to do tonight. So we're actually we've decided to break this down into a few parts. So Silence Professionals, this is going to be Silence Professionals 1. We're going to focus tonight really on mostly Todd Click. And then we'll be doing another live later in the week, and we're going to focus on Ferenczi, and then eventually Stephanie Thompson in our third edition. So, and of course, we have not forgotten about the digital evidence. We just wanted to take a little bit of a break from that for a moment and really talk about Todd Click tonight, because there's some new things that have been filed with regard to Click. So, and his ongoing battles with Department of Child Services. Oh,
Crazy stuff.
so what's up, New Day?
Oh, just another day of craziness in the Delphi case. And all her tentacles.
Yes, her tentacilia, as I call it.
It's crazy.
My God. It is.
Is my sound okay?
Yeah, I think so. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
I don't know if I need to turn up my mic a little bit or not.
Yeah, you're a little soft, but I didn't know if it was me.
Oh, is it better now? I turned myself up a little bit.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that
a little
better?
better. Yeah.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so we're going to talk about Todd Click. So tonight we're going to go over some of his history and with the Rushville Police Department. And then we're going to start with reading to you the latest pleading that was filed, which is just, par for the course when it relates to Delphi, right, New Day?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, they just, I don't know. What did I tell you earlier today? It's like the state of Indiana is the sadist in all of this. They just want to gag everybody and bind them, and everybody's, what did I say? Justice is blind, but it's not supposed to be duct taped mouth with a gag ball in it, and your hands cuffed and hogtied, whatever. It's crazy. Every tentacle, they just, I find it very strange that Nick McClelland and the prosecution in the Delphi murders and the case against Richard Allen wants to go around everywhere and put their hands in all these other cases that supposedly have nothing to do with Delphi. But yet old Nicky Boy's there trying to make deals and have people take polygraphs and shut other people up. I think it's crazy. So that
certainly seems that way, because yet again here we're trying to deny someone somewhat of a defense. That's how I look at it with Todd Click. Trying to silence somebody else and keep their ability to defend themselves out of it. Not to the extent that they did with Richard Allen, but that's kind of the feeling I'm getting from this. What do you think, New Day?
Yeah. I mean, that's what they do, right? Patterns.
It definitely seems to be an ongoing theme, that's for sure. So, oh my goodness. It's always something with these people. All right, let's see. Oh, Not quite what I wanted to do yet. I'm trying to, give me just a second. I'm trying to get my screen a little bit bigger here. So
You're good.
I don't know why my screen is so small at the moment. Give me just a second here, guys. Okay.
Yeah, Sunflower Soul says, Indiana, we know this is
there
about
we
power
go.
to you. Crazy. It is. It's all about power.
Oh my gosh. Isn't that the truth? Yeah, that's definitely seems to be the truth in many ways. There we go. Now my screen's back to normal. All right. So we're going to start out tonight, guys. I'm going to show you the latest in the Todd Click case. Let me go ahead and get my screen up here so I can show this to you. Let me scroll back up to the top. Okay, so so if you don't know it yet, this is the state's motion in limine that was filed June 11th. I've gotten a copy of this. We found a copy of this because now all this stuff has been sealed. So, of course. So, as you can see here, this is filed in Ripley County, which is where Click was working for DCS. It was out of Ripley County, which is close to Rush County. So where Rushville is, where he was a sheriff for many years. So here we go. We're just going to kind of look through this. So Deputy Prosecuting Attorney Ray Schuler is requesting that the defendant, his counsel, and any of his witnesses be instructed not to mention, allude, or in any way refer to the following matters until a hearing can be held outside the presence of a jury.
Hey, artist.
Yes.
Are you meaning to share your screen?
Yes.
Yeah, we're not seeing
Yeah.
it.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, hold on a minute. Let me.
No problem.
Sorry, guys. I thought you guys could see it. I probably should have asked that. Hold on a minute. Let me see. Let me go back and see if I can get this to behave. Okay, let me. Oh, you know why? Because I forgot to take that off. Oopsie. Let's try this again. There we go. Now let me get up there.
You are good.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, Nancy, very good point.
All right, can you guys see that now? Can you see that up on the screen now?
No, I don't see anything yet. I see a black screen.
Oh, what the world? Okay, let's see.
Something's happening.
Here we go. Now we can. Now we got it.
Hey, Matt Peyton, what's up? Yeah, we can see it now.
Well, partly.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Portions. You know what? I'm just so thankful for you. I know you get frustrated with it, but you're doing great.
Who are you talking to? Me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. I really appreciate
I do get frustrated.
all the work, everything you put into this.
This thing does.
You're amazing. You rock, artist.
Well, thank you, New Day. I trying to get this whole thing here. Okay, let's see.
So I was going to read this comment while you're working on that. Nancy Drew was talking about Stephanie and Maya,
Yeah, go ahead.
and that
Sure.
they died 3 days after Doug Carter went on News Nation on the 5th anniversary special, and he taunted the killers. Yeah, timing is everything in this case, guys. Patterns and timing. Oh, hey, Christina, we do the same thing. ADHD Central over here. Are you still there, artist? She's muted. All right. Well,
Hey,
I'm
New
good.
Day. Oh,
Hey,
okay.
yeah.
There, I couldn't hear you for a minute. So hopefully that's fixed now. So I wasn't hearing you or myself. So I was wanting to know if it's like we cut out or something for a second. So let's see here. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to get this up here, guys. Sorry. It's being a jerk. So hold on just a second. I'm just going to do this.
Sleep well. They're watching. Yeah. I'm reading comments. I'm lost in the chat right now.
Okay. All right. Can you guys see that up on the screen?
Don't see anything but a black screen.
Oh, for Pete's sake. Okay. Hold on. Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah, there's been a lot of deaths, suspicious deaths around Delphi. Lots and lots and lots. Weird things too that you think aren't connected in any way, and I don't know. About all the
Okay, let's see.
all the injustices. You know, Flint Farmer got out. Did you know that? You're too busy working, aren't you? Can't multitask. Yeah. Crazy. Smoky Mountain Robin. Gizmo.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I don't know what's going on with this. Let me mute myself and try another way. Give me.
You're looking at your notes, Christina, on all the suspicious deaths. Yeah, there's been a lot of them. I went through one time, and I think about 20 people that are somehow connected. That um, it's crazy, and that's not even including the victims of the actual crimes that we're looking at. Yeah, Nate Miller, um, the lady that was the gas station. I know she was manager. I don't know if she was owner. The family owned the place. Ah, I'm seeing a screen. Artist. I think you're still muted. But yeah, I see a screen. Yeah, Amber Bowles, yeah. We've got there was a young girl, it was someone I know that was connected to Greeno in some capacity. Um, she went missing, I guess. They couldn't find her, and then they found her car on railroad tracks and her body close by, within like, I don't know, 30, 50 yards away. Got, yeah, Kyle Fortson, um, Judge Mommer, yeah, um, Judge Mommer was the was presided over the Travis Lee Evans trial, um, and convicted him to, it was quite a few years. I can't remember. A lot of years, a lifetime in prison. And that was Shane's uncle, Shane Evans' uncle, and he had been a Cass County deputy. And yeah, Mommer was found underneath a vehicle in his barn.
Okay. All
A lot of
right.
people had their lives ruined too.
I don't know why this is not cooperating. See.
It was working there for a minute. I don't know what happened.
All right. I don't know if I'm going to be. Let me try this one more time, guys.
Yeah, Ameth Webster. We have talked about her before. For the life of me right now, I cannot remember her name. May she rest in peace. There were two girls out there. Yeah, Kat Cole, Jerome Weiss's girlfriend. We've got Nicole Bowen. Of course, Garrett also took Ray Hanish's life.
Okay. I don't know why it's
Car
not letting me
accidents.
pull up this.
Noah Rainey. Yeah.
Oh. So I'm just going to.
Go ahead, just
I'm
read
sorry,
it.
New Day. What were you saying?
That's all right. I'm just chatting with everybody, talking about all of the
Okay.
all of the deaths that are surrounding the Delphi murders and
Yeah.
Flora and beyond.
Right. I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to get, there was a motion in limine that was filed on June the 11th in the Todd Click matter. And that's what I'm trying to get up on the screen right now, guys. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to. I may have to just post it later. I can go ahead and read it though, and just kind of give you the skinny of it, if that sounds all right to everybody, since I'm having trouble getting it loaded up here. Hold on a minute. Let me get in here. Okay. Try this one more time.
Yeah, and we've got deaths connected to this too before these crimes ever even happened. That are connected to other tentacles in this, like the David Kallenberger missing case, for instance, that is a connection to Brian Phillips, that is Kallenberger's wife, Valerie. She's deceased now, and Kallenberger's never been found. But that investigation was undertaken by Jerry Holman and a trooper named Kendall. What's up, Digital? Good to see you. Yeah, Michael Cat.
I think you're cutting out on us a little bit, or at least where I couldn't hear you. So, okay, let's see. All right, guys, I'm just going to have to read this to you because I can't.
That's all right. You could just read through it if you want. It's no big deal.
Okay. Yeah, I will. I can post it later. Sorry about that, guys. That's always something. Okay. So like I said, there was a motion in limine filed on June the 11th in Ripley Superior Court. That's the court where the Todd Click case is currently taking place. The deputy prosecuting attorney, Ray Schuler, requests that the defendant, his counsel, or any of the witnesses be instructed not to mention, allude, or in any way refer to any matters until a hearing can be held outside the presence of the jury. Reference to said matters would be highly prejudicial to the state's case. The referenced evidence is as follows. And number one, any mention of State of Indiana versus Richard M. Allen, including but not limited to the following: the defendant's role, if any, in the investigation into the Delphi murders. That was A. B, any communication between the defendant and Carroll County prosecutor Nicholas McClelland or his staff. C, any testimony purportedly made by the defendant in State of Indiana versus Richard M. Allen or in regard to the investigation of this matter. D, any mention of Odinism beliefs, values, or rituals, and or their alleged connection to the Delphi murders investigation. Yeah, go ahead.
How far does Nick McClelland's arm reach?
I don't know. And what I'm trying to really, I'm trying to figure out what the hell this has to do with the DCS case.
Well, that's just it. But I will pause that thought until you finish. Go ahead. Continue, please.
So on we go. E, any involvement the Indiana State Police may have had with the Delphi murders investigation. Moving on. F, any testimony from Andrew Baldwin and or Kevin Murphy as it relates to State of Indiana versus Richard M. Allen. Number 2, there shall be no reference to possible sentences or penalties. Then they request that the court instruct the defendant and his counsel and all of his witnesses not to mention, refer to, interrogate concerning, or attempt to convey to the jury in any manner, either directly or indirectly, any of the above enumerated matters without first obtaining permission of the court outside the presence and hearing of the jury. and further instruct the defendant and counsel not to make any reference to the fact that this motion has been filed and granted, and to warn and caution each and every one of their witnesses to strictly follow these same instructions. So in other words, you're not
Tell
allowed
me
to
you're
talk about it.
connected without telling me you're connected.
Oh, they're saying you're not even supposed to hint at being connected. You know what I mean?
Well, I know, but that's what I'm saying. That's just confirmation to me that
which, I mean, I guess I want to know what is the point of this? Either they're just afraid of the how am I trying to say this? Of how well that case is known, right? The Delphi case is known, and they're afraid it's going to influence jury members. This is a DCS case now. So unless, the people that are concerned in this case, so anyway, let me back up. So when this complaint was filed, it was alleged that Todd Click did not properly report and falsified records regarding, I think it was five different DCS cases. Is that correct? New Day, do you remember that?
yes. Yeah, he supposedly
So
didn't go and talk to them when he was scheduled to. Missed appointments with clients.
Right. And then I guess the way I understand it, that he claimed that he had the appointments, but these people came forward and said, no, he never came and did the visits or whatever. And he just made it up. But this whole thing here, like, I can't really understand exactly what the point is in not allowing any of this, I guess, to be brought up. I don't know. I'm a little confused by that. Is there something that's relating to some of the people involved, relating to the Delphi thing, or what is the deal? What do you think? I really don't know. Or are they just afraid that, because of how well known that case is, it'll influence jury members or something?
Are you telling me you don't know what I think about this?
Well, I want you to say what you think about this.
I think this is confirmation to me.
I think this is, I don't know. It's a little confusing to me, because to me it's kind of apples to oranges,
Well, it's not, though, because we've thought for a long time that part of the cover-up, one of the tentacles in the Delphi case, is how it relates to the Family Social Services and through CPS and the CASA program. Now, Todd Click was a 20-plus year retired in great standing and highly accommodated in all areas of his expertise, which included a lot. He worked with the FBI. He was chief of police in Rushville. He worked for state police also, and he was part of the task force for internet crimes against children, right?
Are you talking about Click?
Yeah. Wasn't he one of the? I know somebody besides Ferenczi was like accredited or whatever to do that work too, and worked. I don't remember if it was Murphy or Click.
I don't remember which one. I'm not. So my understanding is that Click got involved in this at the point where Elvis Fields told his sisters that he spit on the girls, right? And
Yeah.
then they went and reported that, and then this brought them into this. They contacted the Unified Command, I guess, or whatever they were called at that time, and reported what had been said by Elvis Fields to his sisters. Um, Stephanie Thompson polygraphed the one sister.
Mm-hmm.
I know that with regard to what Elvis told her.
Yes.
And in came Click and Ferenczi, who had already been looking into this Odinistic hate group, so to speak, right, out of Rushville. So we kind of, I think most of us know most of that story anyway. But yeah, I mean that's what I think too. It really has to do with his involvement with CASA, and of course, the CASA connections in the
with
Delphi
his
case.
investigation.
That's the only
into the
logical
Delphi
thing I
case.
can think
Yep.
of here.
Yep, it has to do with his investigation into
Yep.
the Delphi case. And
So, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yep.
My belief is that he went to work for CPS, Child Protective Services, as an investigator in order to continue to investigate. Because I think they
Well, that's
saw that
something that
connection with Family Social Services overall, because we've talked about, we've got a lot of people connected to this case that have mental challenges, psychological challenges, physical challenges. And so all of those people that are connected to the Family Social Services, whether it be children or just vulnerable adults.
Well, I know we've talked about it, and it's only just our thoughts on possibly why Click would have went to work for DCS in Ripley County, because he had been a longtime police officer and sheriff there, and we, most of the time, right, when people retire from the police department, they go on to enjoy retirement. They golf, or they might open a bar, or something like that. It's
right. Go to Mexico.
It's always been
buy a home in little Arizona.
right. Right. Next. Yep.
Florida,
So
what have you. I mean,
it's always been us just kind of kicking around maybe why he would have taken a position with DCS. And I really don't think that, the only thing that they were onto, and I'm talking about Click and Ferenczi and even Murphy, was just the Odinist angle here. I think other things came to light, and it just makes me wonder, especially when you have the appearance of Kathy Shank popping in. I don't know, it makes me wonder. It always has made me wonder. And now this filing here makes me even more curious about that. If maybe they don't want any of that brought up because it might lead into these other things. I don't know.
Well,
what do you think, New Day?
I think the state of Indiana made a big ass boo-boo when they arrested, confined, tortured, drugged, and psychologically abused and physically abused Richard Allen in order to elicit some kind of a confession and then convict him to 130 years for something he had absolutely nothing to do with. And those people are scared to death up there. they're doing anything and everything they can to silence anybody from telling on them.
Yeah, that's true. So now apparently you can only not speak about certain people and their possible links into this crime, but now you can't even talk about the crime in general. I guess is what that's telling. I don't know. It's bizarre. Oh my goodness. I'm going to go ahead and pop up. I've got a little bit of some stuff to show you guys about Todd Click and his kind of his career with the Rushville Police Department. If you guys don't know, Rushville is, gosh, how far away would you say that is from Delphi? It's a good 40 minutes from, at least 40 minutes from Indianapolis. So, gosh, what, an hour and a half? No, probably more than an hour and a half, isn't it?
Yeah, well, probably 2.5, 3 hours from there to
2.5. Yeah, it's a
Delphi.
little ways
Yeah.
away. Yeah, it's a little ways away from there. Let me pop into this first slide here. So this slide here, guys, this just shows when he entered into the Rushville Police Department.
It's a young Todd.
It was May 25th. I think it was 2001. Yeah. Yeah, very young Todd Click. There he is getting sworn in the Rushville Police Department. I believe he started off as I don't want to call it a reserve. I think it was kind of like part-time kind of a deal. And then eventually worked his way up through that police department. Let's see. There he is getting sworn in by the then mayor at the time, Robert Bridges. That's Bridges, not Bridge, guys. Bridges. So to make that clear. Says he is the son of Mark and Barbara Click. Mark Click, his father, I believe, had been a sheriff of Rushville. I can't remember when, but like a while back, because there's actually an endorsement when he eventually runs for sheriff that his parents purchased in the newspaper there to help get him elected as sheriff. So
sheriff,
and his dad mentions was it not sheriff,
chief. Oh, he was the chief of police, wasn't he?
Chief of police. Sorry, yes, chief of police. I think. Hang on a minute. Okay, let's see. So, let's see. It said that he had. It says that he had experience in law enforcement. Worked with the jail divisions of Fayette and Marion County Sheriff's Departments. Right here, he's a probationary patrolman. I guess their probation period is a year. So this is just him getting sworn in. A very young Todd Click. And I believe that was 2001 was when he started his career with the Rushville Police Department. This is from October 27th of 2008. This is when he gets promoted to the rank of a detective with the Rushville Police Department. See, 2001. Yep. In 2007, he was promoted to patrol sergeant. And then he held that position until he was promoted, to a detective sergeant in August of 2008. Let's see. Received specialized training in forensic computer investigations, cyber crimes, identity theft, and fraudulent documents and identification. So he, he's had some education.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there you go. That's a
what it
key
was,
right there.
cyber
Cyber
crimes. Yep.
crimes. He was a member of the Rush County FOP, currently has a pending membership with the National Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force.
Yep.
Do we hear that, guys?
Yep.
Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. Now, I guarantee that that's how he came into contact with Ferenczi, because Ferenczi was involved with the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
So that to me right there just says, I mean, this wasn't just about the Onist angle. You know, these guys, I'm sure, were aware of other angles involved here.
Hey,
You know,
what's
they were
up,
made out just to be
Silky?
about that.
Your
Is
girl
that
Silky
Silky?
Southern Tea's in here. Yep.
What? Hey, Silky, how's it going? Oh my goodness, so glad to see you in here.
Good to see you, Southern Mama. Whoop whoop.
And love me some Silky. I love me some Silky. So let's see. Click went to the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy in December 2001, and then he was hired by Rushville Police Department. Let's see. At this point, he'd been a member of the Rushville Police Department for 7.5 years. Let me see. I feel that more. So here's something he says. I feel that the more a community can be proactive towards criminal activity, less likely you are to be a victim of crime. That's just kind of something that
he was setting up. He was setting up the neighborhood watch programs and a lot of interaction with and communication with the community.
Mm-hmm. And it's stating here that he wanted to implement a neighborhood watch program and make changes with communication and advancements with the use of computers so that individuals would be able to receive email alerts of police-related activity in the community. And we'll see later, he makes a lot of changes within the Rushville Police Department as he moves up through the ranks. Let me move on to the next one here. Here's an article where he and a couple of other Rushville officers, at this time, he's the assistant chief. They're receiving an honor here. For outstanding accomplishment, which resulted in improved administration and improved operations, stating he's gone above and beyond requirements of his normal assignment to contribute to a more effective and efficient police service. So during the majority of 2012, so this is in 2012, Major Click facilitated a complete rewrite of the Rushville Police Department Policy and Procedure Manual, which proved to be a daunting task that required countless hours of reviewing current law enforcement standards and facilitating the writing of policy and procedure that would conform to those standards and still be applicable to the Rushville Police Department. So it sounds like he did a bit of an overhaul to the procedures.
So it sounds like he's
policies and procedures for the police department.
Honored and awarded for hard work and not walking around with 70 days of deleted interviews. And,
right. Yeah, I'd love to know.
And at CrimeCon getting his award for railroading an innocent man,
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Yeah, it seems like this is a guy who, really took his responsibilities as a police officer seriously. I wonder how many times Todd Click ever had interviews magically disappear from
I
interrogations.
bet
I'm
never.
thinking none.
This
I'm
this is a
betting
man
none.
who has a lot of character, integrity. He's a good steward. Um, he and he's a good leader.
Mm-hmm. That's what it sounded like to me. So let's see. This is a little hard to read. So
Yeah, I
it's
was gonna
basically
say,
just
girl,
a
if you can
continue.
read that, I'm gonna
That's
give you a
okay.
high five. That's crazy right there.
So a little bit of a continuation of that article there. It's just saying that, that he's was not above reproach in his attitude, remarkable. Major Click has carried himself in accordance with the law enforcement code of ethics. Oh, law enforcement code of ethics.
Wonder if Doug would crawl across uh, hot shards of glass for Todd Click.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know. We should ask him, I guess. Oh my goodness. So anyway, so here he is. He's getting accommodation along with a couple other officers here for their service and duty to the Rushville Police Department.
Yeah, hey, Adrian was talking about when Mark Robert Cohen was trying to spread rumors about Todd Click being a bad egg.
Who's that?
Oh, Adrian was saying Mark Robert Cohen was starting and spreading rumors. All the Gilters were talking about Click being a bad egg. Just and when they arrested him on this stuff, what, October, the first week of October, just before the trial. Talk about trying to silence someone and ruin their lives, ruin their reputation.
I'd be interested to know how early people started talking in the how should I put it, the backspaces. That's what I like to call those little secret hidey holes that they all have these conversations in, about him being a bad egg and how, kind of like the whole naming the initials RA type deal. I wonder if any of that ever went on. If anybody knows, if anybody ever saw anything. I just wonder how early all this shit talking about Click started. Because the timing of him getting arrested for this is pretty hard to not notice, if you know what I mean.
They seem to not care. They just thumb their noses and,
Right. Right. Yep. It's how it is to me. Mm-hmm. So here's an article here. It's a Meet the Candidate. Click did run for the office of sheriff.
Ah, we're on it.
Mm-hmm.
Is this for Rush County? Because I cannot read
Yes,
it.
Rush County. Oh, I know. Well, these are old newspaper clippings, and I tried to lighten them up and make them as good as I can, but when they put them on there, they're not always the easiest to read. So
I feel like
believe
I'm
me,
at
this
the
is much better
library
than it
looking at
was.
those old
At the
films.
microfiche.
Yeah,
At the microfiche.
showing our
It is
age.
kind of like microfiche. I know, but
Hanging
it
out
is kinda
back
like
there
the
with Dewey Decimal and his system, girl.
Oh, I miss Dewey Decimal.
He's still around.
So here he is. He's just talking about some of his goals as sheriff. If he becomes sheriff, accountability will also be important to ensure that the citizens of Rush County are receiving quality law enforcement services. What? A law enforcement officer holding other officers accountable for behavior and ethics and what?
You don't say.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. I will not neglect my duties, is what he says. I will be there when I am needed, either for my staff or the citizens of Rush County. Uh, stating that he'll make sure his expectations are clearly outlined and understood by the personnel of Rush County Sheriff's Department. Let's see. Personnel that fall short of those expectations will be disciplined if necessary. So it sounds to me like this is a guy that would warrant respect from those that were doing their jobs, and maybe make some enemies of ones that aren't, that he calls out. I don't know. It seems like the kind of sheriff that I would be, though. If I were going to be a sheriff, which no way, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, it sounds like a guy that thinks, that holds the duty of being a police officer high. It could all just be talk, but I mean, I don't know. Sounds to me like he kind of lived by that. What do you think, New Day?
Seems that way. I mean, there seems to be a pattern here throughout his career. So, yeah.
Oh, here we go. Now we're going on to April 25th, 2024. This is an article. I think this isn't this is actually USA Today. No, it is Lafayette Journal and Courier. This is talking about McClellan trying to discredit him.
Still. And still. And still.
Mm-hmm. So here we are, April 25th, 2024, which is about 6 months.
Yeah, I don't know. How often do you think McClellan goes and has his grease changed on his hair there?
I don't.
Every 3,000 miles?
I don't know, but talk about someone changing their appearance in the.
Yeah, I know. When he first came on the scene, remember how clean cut he was?
Yeah. Now this, he looks like something that should have been involved in that RICO up there in northern Indiana, if you know what I mean. I don't get it. It's bizarre.
I know. Greeno running around talking about, I'm the ultimate boss, but Nick's got the license plate.
Yeah, maybe they'll let Grease fix it easier for him to slither in and out of Delphi up there.
Snake oil, that's what it is. Snake oil. Damn, how'd I miss that? I'm just color commentary tonight, guys.
So yeah, here it is. Oh, I think I got this a little bit out of order, but I think I got it backwards. Maybe I didn't get it all in here. But anyway, this is just the article talking about why McClellan is trying to discredit him. It talks a little bit about Click's investigation into the Odinist angle, prompted by the Elvis Fields confession to his sister, talking about spitting on the girls. Yeah. So here we are, and I kind of remember that. I kind of remember it going like this. It was like trying to discredit him, April 25th, 2024, and then right before the trial starts, then he gets arrested. Mm-hmm. So, it's just like they're just going to get you one way or another, I guess. It's how it looks. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. Let me go on to here. This is just a couple of cases that this is a case that he was involved in back in Rushville. This was an internet scam case where the money was being sent back to Russia.
Yeah, I found this one interesting, very interesting. And so, I mean, you see with Todd Click here that this gentleman has been working in internet crimes since the birth of the internet.
Yeah, or since its infancy anyway with the public,
Right.
I mean,
Since there was a reason to have police force investigating scams and crimes on the internet.
right. Right. And this was a case out of Rushville back in 2004. So Click had only been on the police force at this time for about 3 years. And basically I think this was over an eBay scam. According to this article, this scam worked like this. An individual assumed that they made a purchase on eBay and they are instructed to send a money order or cashier's check to the local individual. They are told that once the money has been received, the item will be shipped to them. Then the local individual who receives the payments is led to believe they are acting as an employee for a foreign business and is instructed to cash the check. They are told to keep a percentage of the amount set for serving as an agent for the foreign individual doing business in the U.S. The remaining funds are to be sent via Western Union or another location in the local case. This was Russia. So a fake Russian scam company was using a local to sell items on eBay, and you see what's going on here?
Yep.
So this was back before the days of crypto. This is the old school way of doing this, using Western Union or whatnot, But yeah, see, way back in here, it's an internet fraud case that he was working on. So yeah, he obviously had been working on internet stuff for quite a while.
So I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Pertinent had a question.
Yeah.
She wanted to know, possibly could maybe Kathy Shank have set Todd Click up and forged signatures with technology?
Hey.
Anything's possible, right?
Anything's possible.
Especially some stuff like that right there.
Yeah, I've had some ideas ever since he got arrested on kind of how this happened, but because a lot of the stuff isn't made real public, I don't know. It's kind of hard to decipher exactly what went down, in my opinion, with this whole thing. And because it's DCS too, I think those records are kind of protected.
Sure.
They're not real out in the open because it concerns DCS stuff, which makes it more difficult for us to really understand exactly what the people were accusing him of. Because I can't imagine that people, like, if you're being visited by DCS, I can't imagine you'd be pissed off if somebody, as they alleged, he didn't show up for visits or whatever. I can't imagine that those would be the people bitching, but I don't know. I don't know either.
I
Let's
can't
see.
see him falsifying reports either.
It kind of goes against everything that the 20 plus years that he was in law enforcement with Rush County. It kind of flies in the face of kind of the reputation he had, in my opinion, unless he just fooled everybody for 2 decades. But, I don't know. Seems fishy to me. Seems like, the timing, as I said, is very suspicious. Oh, let's see. Oh, here we go. This is a blown up version of that. This is just talking about the dangers of using of the internet scam. This is a continuation of the prior article.
Kind of a
just telling
tutorial
kind of
on what to do and not to do when it comes to purchasing things.
yes, yep. So, this was, like I said, back in the day before cryptocurrency and things were done via Western Union or, that whole scam. The
Or a check.
website is run. So this website here, they're wanting you. So if you feel like you've been the victim of internet fraud, they're giving you a complaint, where a complaint can be filed with the Criminal Complaint Clearinghouse. And that gives the website there, running in conjunction with the FBI, and is used to track white collar crime or to contact your local law enforcement. And here it says that anyone who feels they may be a victim of internet fraud may contact Officer Todd Click. So he's apparently their guy in Rushville handling internet fraud cases. Apparently he's the guy.
Yep.
Which I find very interesting. Very interesting, because we've talked a lot about the different kinds of scams and things like that. And Fancy was involved also with the internet crimes against children, and apparently Click was too. So, like I said, thinking that's how these two became acquainted with each other, I would assume. Oh, this is real blurry. Sorry, guys. Again, microfiche. So this is just an article in the Rushville Republican. It was meet your local law enforcement officers. This is just giving a little bit of background with regard to Click. Let's see. It says that that's Craig Tucker. Hold on a minute. It says,
yeah,
right
he's a 99 graduate of Rushville Consolidated High School.
91.
I see 99.
It's Police Tech Lake is 1991 graduate of RCHS and attended Vincennes University and Liberty University. He has a degree in criminal psychology.
Yeah.
I wonder what he thinks about Special K. If you know who I mean. the big KG. He has a degree in, I'm sorry, I already read that book. His law enforcement career began as a reserve officer.
Was a reserve officer. Yep. What's Rushville
Police Department. And he was hired full-time in May of that year. And he attained the position of assistant chief in 2012. So, so about 11 years on the force, became the assistant chief, which, sounds like a reasonable amount of time, unlike, going from a mayor to a lawyer to a judge in 1 year or whatever,
right.
As some people have, if you know what I mean.
Oh, gotta raise that bar.
So here we go. So I found this article a little interesting because it kind of talks about a few things here. So this was his involvement with the busting of a local meth lab in Rush County, and the removal of 3 children who were remanded over to DCS. This is back in February of 2009. Apparently this meth lab was busted during what is called the cooking phase, which the illegal drug is considered to be in a very unstable state, as this says, obviously, because,
they busted in on them while they were in the middle of cooking.
While they were cooking.
Wow.
And when they did that, there were, I think, 3 or 4 children in the home at the time.
Oh, Jesus.
So, let's see, the clandestine unit from the Indiana State Police were called to the scene to dismantle the lab. So once they busted it and found out it was in the cooking phase and there were kids, the kids were removed, remanded to DCS. They had to call the clandestine unit. I didn't know there was such a thing called the clandestine unit from the state police to come in and disassemble the lab.
They're the cleanup guys. And there's chemicals and
so this is interesting here. Methamphetamine use is one of the fastest growing drug problems in the nation, particularly in the Midwest. We obviously know in Indiana it's an issue. Says last year more than 5,000 meth labs were found and dismantled. That's a lot of meth labs. Now, I don't know if they mean in Indiana or I can't imagine there'd only be 5,000 across the country. I'd think there'd be more than that, but that's a lot of meth labs. So regardless. So, yeah, I just thought that was interesting because it's just showing his involvement with different types of cases out of Rushville. And I don't know, to me, it kind of lends some street cred to him with regard to how he got onto the subjects that were in question for the Delphi case. You know what I mean? I mean, these guys kind of run in, the same circles. Rushville's not a big town either. It's bigger than Delphi, but maybe. I mean, yeah, but it probably is bigger than Delphi, don't you think?
Rushville? Yeah.
Yeah. But it's still, kind of a smaller town. So this is next article here is just his an article regarding the completion of the Law Enforcement Academy. Just given some of his background, what he learned while he was in the academy.
Yeah, Rushville's twice as big. They've got almost 6,200.
Okay. So still small town, but basically 2 of Delphi. So this says what of interest here. I want you guys to see this. He is a 3rd generation police officer following the footsteps of his father, Mark Click, who is chief deputy of the Rush County. So I guess when he came on, his dad was actually a chief deputy of the Rush County Sheriff's Department, according to this. And then his great-grandfather, Edwin Click, was the chief of police in Lebanon from 1938 through 1946. So he's a generational cop. It's in the family. It's in the blood. I thought that was an interesting thing to know, that this was something that he carried on down through the family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, here we go. This article here. This is about the Delphi defense team calls for sanctions against the prosecutor. This was, I believe, with regard to, let's see, I'm trying to blow it up a little bit so I could see it. Oops, I skipped it. If I remember, I made this too small to read it. I can kind of read it
we don't play with snakes around here, Matt. I just go ahead and step on them and crush their heads right off the bat. We say what we want to say. We talk about what we want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Jinx don't like it. She can hobble on her little Kang and off somewhere else. I thought I smelled her, but...
Oh, what? Did she make an appearance tonight?
Yeah, she tried. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Yep. Yeah. Bye-bye. The prosecutor, let's see. So this is just an article. More stuff regarding the Click issue during the Delphi case. McClellan filed. This is when I believe when he filed for. Let's see. I'm trying to read it here. I'm sorry, it's so bad to read, guys. It's literally like microfiche out of the newspaper.com website. But let's see. this is an article about McClellan trying to discredit him. This might actually, I think, is a kind of a blow up from that article a couple slides ago. And let's see, this is talking about when he was asking for requests for specific evidence still. Oh, no, this is actually, I'm sorry. This was in connection with that slide a couple times ago. It was a continuing article about when they filed for the sanctions because McClellan was not producing evidence on time. Remember that whole deal where they kept having to ask for things to be produced?
Oh, yeah.
And it took, how long did it take them again? If I remember right, it was, what, a year and a half later, they still hadn't produced?
They still had stuff they hadn't produced after the trial.
Oh, I know that. Yeah.
I mean, they knew damn good and well the white van wasn't. Oh, jeez.
And I just got to tell you, too, I mean, and all the time I worked in law, I don't recall ever having to ask another attorney to produce
exculpatory discovery. Yeah.
Multiple times. And, you know, I mean, will they ask for an extension of time? Sometimes, sure. You know, that's pretty much normal in a case, but a year and a half after the fact, no. And I don't think any judge would have put up with that. Not in these parts anyway. I just, you know, I remember thinking that was utterly ridiculous that was taking that long. So anyway, so I just wanted you guys to see a little bit about what Click's background was, kind of his history with the Rushville Police Department. I mean, he was commended. He was looked like an exemplary pillar of the community. And then he retires from Rushville Police Department, takes a job with the Ripley County DCS. And then right before the trial of Richard Allen, where he's supposed to be a witness in this trial, he's arrested and accused of falsifying DCS records. And trial has been set. When's that trial date set for? I don't want to say. It's coming up. Is it July, New Day?
For Todd Click?
Yeah. At this time, anyway.
You're asking the wrong person.
Okay. Well, don't quote me wrong, but I think. I know. I mean, I might be wrong, but I believe right at this time, it's set up for July of this year, sometime like the middle, I think, July, for the moment, unless it gets continued again. So yeah, I mean, so interesting. So yeah, like we've said, we've kicked around and talked about many times, like why Todd Click would go to work for Ripley County DCS. And we tend to think it might be to be able to further look into some of the goings on in DCS. You know, we have a problem with the CASA program, and we have there's some interesting connections to Delphi with regard to the CASA program. And
well, the family court systems are messed up in Indiana, period.
They are, yeah, for sure. And kind of, you know, some suspicions of things that are going on, just because, well, with relation to Delphi, there's a lot of people that have been through that system and have turned out to be present in, mentioned in the Delphi matters and things like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know if you, I'm not saying really what I'm wanting to say, I guess. I'm kind of stumbling around it, but
It's okay. I know you've had a long day.
basically, I have had a long day. My goodness.
Yeah. Thank you,
But,
Matt Payton.
the whole,
Matt Payton says June 30th is the hearing on the motions and other
yes,
jury trial in July unless it's rescheduled. Thank you, Matt. I
yes,
appreciate
yes,
that.
yes. That's right. So yeah, the motion in limine, that's supposed to be a lot of the pretrial stuff. Yep, the 30th hearings on all those things. So, oh goodness. So, yeah. So, I don't know. I find it interesting. Like I said, I mean, obviously, I think I'm looking at the chat here, and most of us think that,
Yeah, network of meth heads and pedophiles. Yep.
oh, yeah. Yeah. It, I've never seen a case where there's just so many usual suspects ripe for the picking, if you know what I mean, which with nexi right, with regard to this case, and somehow Richard Allen winds up in prison. I don't know it. Oh my goodness, it's the whole. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't even have. I don't even know what I'm
Christina
trying to
said it
say right
right.
now.
Criminal investigations can and should withstand scrutiny.
Yeah, they should. Isn't that our right too? To aren't we supposed to be allowed to question?
Period.
Yeah. I mean, I think about that a lot actually. Like you call out your local law enforcement for doing shady shit, and the next thing you're being targeted.
You got a bounty on your head.
Isn't that our right? Yeah, isn't that our right? Isn't that our right to question? I mean, isn't it our right to question the bullshit shenanigans up there in Carroll County with this case?
Yeah.
I believe it is. I tell you what, I have never, and I'm not trying to get off the subject of Todd Click here because I feel like this guy was framed. I don't really know what the exact allegations are completely with this. I find it interesting with this motion in limine what they're trying to keep out. That makes me wonder exactly what they don't want in with relation to Delphi. Like I said, what is the real reason for that? But back to what I was saying, I've wondered a million times, like, I've never seen a case where people, so many people question so many things, and where there was such a blatant display of a middle finger in the face of justice, and but you're not allowed to question them, and it was just blatant. Like it's shocking. It's still shocking to me how blatant it all was, and then to this guy, it's like McClellan couldn't discredit him other ways. So it's almost like something was invented to get him out of there so he couldn't testify. And that's what wound up happening. Because of his arrest, he did not testify in Richard Allen's trial.
Well, they already shut him down anyway. They weren't. I mean, unless he was going to come in and testify from another angle, which I don't even really know what the defense's defense was by the time we got to trial. I'm still left perplexed by what they lacked doing, the questions they did not ask, the objections they did not pursue.
I'm going to show this one too because I want to talk about this because I don't know. I have thoughts. So I'm going to put this up here. Duck and Felony says, and I love your Duck and Felonies. I love your little avatar there. It's great. I wish I could have been a fly on the wall when Gull's superiors called her grossly negligent and forced her to retire or be impeached. Her retirement was not by toys. I mean, maybe. I wonder about that. Maybe, maybe not. I mean, I wonder how deep that goes. Like, was that all her decision to conduct herself that way in her own in that trial, or was that on the bequest of someone higher than her? Like, I just don't. I just. I think it's disgusting that she acted like that and totally disregarded statutes and everything else and proper trial procedure, and denied a man the ability to defend himself properly. But then nothing came of it. Was it because she just said, I'm never getting on the Supreme Court and I'm going to retire anyway, so I'm just going to do what the hell I want to do? Or was that, was that a request by someone higher than her? I don't know. What do you think, New Day? Like, I've never, that whole thing still blows my mind.
Yeah, I believe there's a great big fish somewhere that is at the end of one of these tentacles. And
Yeah,
maybe
maybe more than one
but
fish.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I don't know. It makes you wonder about what secret connections, have been, lying, that are maybe starting to come to the surface now. I don't
Well,
know. Just
one of
saying.
one of the things that, we've talked a lot about the drug wars and the drug trafficking that goes on in this community and surrounding communities also. And it it seems to me, and this is just my opinion, but knowing that these gentlemen that were looking into the Odinism, that seemed like they were continuing to investigate, even though they'd already been told, this isn't what we're looking at anymore. I think they took it into another area that's connected, and knowing that Click and Ferenczi and Murphy have all worked in drug task force, especially methamphetamine, and also internet crimes.
Yeah.
And I think that's where those two roads meet up.
I do too.
Is where we're going to find a lot of gold.
I do too, because when I was looking up stuff with regard to Click's background with the Rushville Police Department, what really did strike me was how much he did with cybercrime type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously that has a lot to do with some of the stuff up there in Delphi. I mean, with Keegan Klein and, now Adam Bridge, and I'm sure many, many others. Yeah, that's one of the things I found the most interesting when looking at his background, because I didn't know that about Click until I found that stuff literally today. So I found that was interesting, because it kind of gave me an idea maybe how he might have become acquainted with with Ferenczi and stuff, and those types of things. And I don't know much about Murphy's background. I haven't had time to look much
I
into
don't
Kevin
either.
Murphy's background, but I mean, by what I've heard, he's also an upstanding officer. I think he's retired
Indiana
now,
State.
but
Yeah, he was retired from Indiana State Police. And I did hear a rumor that at one time there was an attempt made on his life.
yeah, I had heard
don't
that
know
too.
how true that is. If anybody knows anything more about that, but it's crazy. It's crazy. I think
It
we've got
is.
some people that were burning up properties on an insurance scam and opened a whole Pandora's box.
Yeah, I do too. And
I mean, I think that's what this comes down to. It was people doing some insurance scams and burning properties. And what really stands out to me is knowing that the guys that own that home in Florida that burned, that they went out a month before that property burned and they added an extra retainer onto their insurance to include
that rider. Yeah.
acts of terrorism. Yeah, the rider on the insurance policy to include acts of terrorism. Now, that tells me that you're going to get paid extra if you can blame it on, a hate crime, a group of white supremacists. And when that doesn't pan out, and not only that, but now you've got 4 little girls that died in a fire.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And Delphi happens, and the first person to say Odinism, white supremacy hate group, is none other than Pecky Batty.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what she says. So that's interesting, right? She
Mm-hmm.
says that right off the bat, alludes to this Odinist thing. Although she should have had no idea.
That's right.
About that at that time, because, supposedly she hadn't seen the bodies or any crime scene photographs or anything like that. So, but she's the one that first introduces that idea. Obviously, the Unified Command or whatever the hell they were calling themselves at that time looked into that theory. At the time, it became that multi-unit, units. All right, I'll say multiple units there.
Multiple unit task force.
Right. And so this was something that they looked into. Obviously, we know that. And then when the defense counsel comes onto this case, that kind of hit Andy Baldwin in the face. And then, there were several things that kind of made them think that was a very viable explanation for what happened. But the first person to ever suggest that was Becky Patty.
Yeah. That's why, Christina, that's why they went to Brad and Patrick 2 days after the murders. Because the family said, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let me read what Matt Payton says. He says, part of the plan, assign a judge nearing mandatory retirement age, ensure all rulings go your way, no repercussions, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I got to tell you, it just makes me wonder if this isn't connected. Like I've said before, and I'm going to show pertinent right here because this kind of I just keep thinking this was a teenage crime covered up by family. They weren't to investigate maybe a cut on illegal gains. That's kind of what I've always meant by when I say this is something that started as one thing that ballooned into another to another to another.
Yeah.
I mean, Kelsey's actions, behavior, things she has said, things that have been said, the hair wrapped around Abby's finger. I mean, kind of hard to ignore those
Well,
things.
leads me to believe that at the very least, she is the somebody that knows.
Well, something happened. The hair around the finger. We've already talked about the bedroom, the obvious repair to a wall, hidden by pictures hung up by the family. You know,
Right.
I'm just saying.
Well, it's so hard to know. They've they've asked us to look though, and now they're mad.
And then we've got Becky who did the appraisal on the house in Flora shortly before it was burnt to the ground via arson. And we have a very suspicious insurance policy. You know, I think there's a lot of people with their hands in dirty shit. And I think one little thing could have easily snowballed into other things. And you've got a bunch of people running around covering asses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
And
we
you
had a
got a
couple different
judge.
groups of people covering up because they jumped the gun. They thought they knew what happened, and really, in everything I found, leads me to believe. And again, this is my personal opinion that after those girls were taken and murdered, that they were brought back and staged one way, found by local law enforcement, and restaged. It's my opinion.
Yeah. So let's switch gears a little bit here. Let's talk about that a little bit more. But before we do, I just want to say that I would like to know more about exactly what Todd Click supposedly did because it doesn't seem to line up with his reputation and his character when he is with the Rushville Police Department. And like I said, the timing with regard to the Richard Allen trial is of his arrest, of Click's arrest, is pretty damn suspicious, right? It's another one of those coincidences. But yeah, let's talk about what you were just saying, New Day, about a restaging of a staging, basically. Because we've been talking a lot about that lately, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like some people didn't get the memo that the bodies were moved again and restaged. You got a lot of weird stuff, like clothing doesn't match what they were described in at first. You've got 3 shoes. You've got this whole phone debacle where data isn't matching up. You've got obviously doctored fake digital evidence. I'm just going to say it. I mean, that shit is fake as hell.
Yep.
It's fake as hell. But that's what I'm saying. Even if you don't understand how to read that digital data, you can look at that shit and tell something is very wrong with it with the naked eye.
Right. Well, and then we've got radio chatter. We've got a Jay Weaver. Be advised, it was a Jay Weaver that said the bodies were found in the water. We've got David Erskine telling us that the bodies were found like between the 9:30 and 10:30 hour, and we've got information officers of the Indiana State Police, Kim Riley, telling us that 2 bodies were found in not the Sugar Creek, but the Deer Creek. We've got, I know a long time ago, True Crime Design did some research, and according to the level of the water and the original latitude and longitude coordinates that they gave of where the bodies were found, they would have been right on the water's edge, just like Kim Riley told us, and probably in the water with the height of the creek at that time.
Let's start. Let me read this real quick from Hey Christina. I know you guys said you've looked into their financials in Carroll County and all. Have you seen all the weird changes for the maintenance guys work? I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. I know at one time there was a weird thing about the transfer station. I'd like to know more what you're talking about, though, Christina. I'm always interested in knowing because, yeah, there's a lot of weird movement in that town in general. I would like to know more what you're talking about. Yeah, let's talk about the whole. So on the helicopter footage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about this the other day. True Crime Design posted that helicopter footage along with the audio. And we all know that at one time, there was someone reporting that the girls were found in the water. And of course, that was denied by whoever was speaking on the other end there. I'm not sure if that was Lesenby or who that was, but
if I remember correctly, I believe it was Lesenby.
Okay. And then and supposedly John Weaver was the one that reported that. Then you got True Crime Design that posted that footage and received the only age restriction ever. And that's because of what YouTube deemed might be visible in the water, right? So if you guys don't remember that video, you've got the guys walking through the water, through the creek.
Yeah, the dive team, and it's earlier in the morning.
Searcher people.
You can tell it's earlier in the morning.
And all of a sudden, it is earlier. Yeah, you can definitely tell it's earlier in the morning.
By the shadows.
And you see them all gravitate over there to the other side of the creek. And they all just kind of stop and they're staring at one thing. And I've got to tell you, first time I saw that, I mean, I heard people say, well, it might be branches in the water because the creek was flooded, or it could be a dead animal. Or I got to tell you guys, that's not how it's not what it appears to be to me. Apparently not to True Crime Design either, or YouTube. So you have that possibility. I mean, were they really in the water and then they were moved up and restaged? Did people not get the memo? Is that why we've got 3 shoes, different clothes, all this craziness? I mean, is that it? I mean, it really seems like that part. It's like, what caused them to, if that's what happened, if they're found in the water and they moved them up onto the land, right, onto Ron Logan's property, staged them again. Why was that done? Who decided to do that? And obviously not everybody knew that. Oh, and let's not forget Jay Kalkina reporting bodies found on the night of the 13th before bodies were found. Then we got that too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, nothing to see here. I mean, it's just like seriously, what in the hell are we hiding so much that, that all that even goes on? I mean, that's, oh my goodness. Those are some of the things I would love to know the absolute answer to. Like, why is that? How did that happen?
Mm.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
we've talked a lot about that, the stuff that was going on with Travis Lee Evans and how
Mm-hmm.
possibly that was connected to a Dropbox at the time
Mm-hmm.
that some in power positions were partaking in. And
Mm-hmm.
that, if this was even like, you know, a mean girl killing, and if someone in the family got involved and staged those bodies in the water with the clothes caught up in the debris in the water,
Mm-hmm.
and then local law enforcement, along with Shane Evans, comes through and sees that, they might jump to the conclusion that, maybe Uncle Travis, who's out on bail right now, went a little, um, I don't know.
Yeah, we've talked about that. Like it was a
Yeah.
knee-jerk reaction, an
Mhm.
assumption. So
Yeah.
it because
And
it's
so
kind
let's
of
go
hard to
back
ignore
to
Shane Evans' appearance at the press conference, right? Where he looks like he's about to shit his
right,
pants.
right. And it seems to me that let's go back to blaming it on the other power faction in town that we cannot control, and that's this group of, Norse pagans that are connected to, um, a white supremacy group that has been deemed by the U.S. government to be, domesticated terrorist group. Um, why not? We couldn't get them to look at them in Flora. Maybe we can get them to look at them out here.
Right. Because it's kind of hard to ignore the fact that they put a domestic terrorist domestic terrorism rider on that insurance policy for the Flora House.
Mhm.
About what, 3 weeks before the house caught fire, so to speak. I mean, that's kind of hard to ignore. And we've talked about this too, right, New Day? Okay. That's a pretty easy target, right, to blame it on.
Yeah.
I kind of get the feeling that Patrick Westfall is a pretty out and proud Odinist. It hides it. He kind of strikes me as the kind of guy that would kind of tell you how it is or how he wants it to be or thinks it is. I don't think he pulls any punches, if you know what I
I don't
mean.
think he does either. I don't think he does either.
And then, of course, the owners of the Flora House, 3 years before that, their business burnt down and they made money off of that. So, I mean, they know that's kind of suspicious too. I mean, it's kind of a lightning strikes twice scenario, isn't it?
Right.
But then you
Well,
put
we know
this writer
there was
on
lots of that going on up there.
right. It just, so you've got this Odinist faction out there, this white supremacy group, right? And we're not saying all Odinists are like that, but this particular faction, I mean, that's what they
No, and
we
I'm
know that
also not
that's
standing
they're
up for
into.
or saying I'm not standing up for the white supremacist hate groups either by saying that maybe they're not guilty of this crime. Um,
Right.
I just wonder though if they were trying to frame them, and which
Well,
would
that's
make
what I
sense to
wonder.
me as to why they don't want to talk about any of that discovery anymore. Um, because if they had used it to try to frame someone and then discovered that that wasn't going to be the most lucrative thing for them,
Hmm.
and it's time to move on, then maybe they don't want to talk about it because they helped facilitate it.
Maybe so. Like, it's kind of hard to. What strikes me is the fact that they were blamed right off the bat for something that nobody should have known anything about at that time.
Yeah,
To
but
me, that's no different than Ron Logan claiming an alibi before he knew something had happened. You know what I mean? It's just
right,
not.
right. But something when we were just now discussing this, I had a thought about, I think we talked last week a little bit about Mike Patty going to Pat Brown and asking
Hmm.
him about the crime scene. Um,
Hmm.
that would be pertinent information, not only if you're going to have them look somewhere by knowing what this scene looks like, but it would also be very valuable if you had staged the bodies and then wanted to know what the police actually found. And
Hmm.
it would be quite confusing, also, I would think.
I mean, you've got that faction. You've got them being blamed at first by someone that shouldn't have known anything yet. Then you've got, but they're all. Then everything. It's hard to ignore that things are kind of interconnected too. You know, you got Becky doing the appraisal on the house, and the house burns down. Then the Libby and Abby wind up dead a few months later. And they're blamed again. I mean, it's kind of like, to me, they're kind of like the easy suspects to blame, right? If you're trying to cover something up, you got to have it somebody blame it on. That's kind of an easy one. The only problem with that is that, you know, that could bring in the feds, right?
Well,
I
especially if
mean,
one of those Odinists you're blaming is a federal informant.
right, which we've heard a rumor
Checkmate.
about that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just makes you wonder. Um, I don't know. These are things I think about all the time. It makes my head hurt. I say that. I would just love to know. Uh, I mean, it just makes you wonder, like, how deep does it all really go? How far out? How high up? Um, it makes me wonder if the stuff up in northern Indiana isn't somehow going to wind up connected somehow. People got their hands in and all that too. I just wonder. Like I said, we've talked about the possibility of there being more than one big fish.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder, back with Click and Ferency, like how much they were onto about all of that. Um,
Well, it seems to me
Christina said, "Oh,
we've got to have um, not only dirty local law enforcement, but we've also got corrupt federal somewhere in the mix.
oh, I think in more than one agency in the mix. I think there's dirty in all of it. I think that that's part of the problem."
Yeah.
Um, because I don't know if you guys have listened to it, or know much about the stuff about the RICO up in northern Indiana, but I don't know, a couple weeks ago, I listened to somebody was reading through like the pleadings and the wiretap stuff, and clearly they admitted to having feds on the take
Yeah.
um, that were running interference. So I think that is part of the problem. I think you got dirty in all of it. Like I said, like what all is going on and what other factions are involved that are making this all hide. And you got then you got back to this case. You've got a judge who's blatantly thumbing her nose at justice and everything she's supposed to uphold. Right? She's just forgetting all of that and denying a guy his right to defend himself properly. And I don't know. You got a name that her maiden name kind of goes along. I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean, does she have some ties to some bigger dogs? I mean, what's going on? It's curious to me.
It is. Oh,
Let's see. Trying to
you
see
already read that
here.
question. Throw some other things up there. Go back through our chat.
I'm trying to. Christina had said something about
You read that one already.
here it is. No, this
yes.
one. Scott Payne, he's ex-FBI undercover agent, talks about how the Vinlanders have been dismantled and go by Hammerskins now. They changed their names. Yeah, haven't they always? I mean, that's what we. Yeah, I know that they changed. They have changed. I know that the KKK just becomes something else and something else. You know what I mean? They just reinvent themselves over and over and over again, really to just keep themselves out of the public eye. It's kind of like reincorporating a business when it owes a bunch of money to somebody. So you just reincorporate it into something else
there's
to avoid
nothing
that
new
problem.
under the sun. Absolutely nothing new under the sun. And every form of heaviness that the government, any government, puts on its people's back, once something is implemented, it's never revoked. It's repackaged, rebranded, renamed, reintroduced, and it's the same old thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just reinvent themselves into something else, and have throughout history, really. Let's see here. I'm trying to see what everybody's saying in the chat here. Oh my goodness. Well, probably not going to stay on too much longer. Really just wanted to come on tonight. And
you're tired tonight, aren't you? You're been a bit tongue twisted.
I
now
am
I can't
tired
talk.
tonight. Oh no, it's contagious. I know. I think my allergies are bothering me a little bit, so I'm feeling a little groggy.
Yeah, girl, I was sneezing my
really,
head
I
off
just
all
wanted.
day.
Oh,
the allergies. Ugh, Indiana sucks.
In more ways than one. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I don't know. Love to hear what you guys think about the whole click thing coming up. I've seen a lot of stuff in the chat. I think we're pretty much all in agreement that that's a pretty suspicious timing. And now, I wish I knew more about it. I feel like they're doing the same thing though to him in a in some ways that they did with Alan. Like they're I don't know. I'm curious to know what the big deal is with keeping all that out. How does it tie back? How's it relative? Why does it need to not be brought up? Was it even going to be brought up? It makes me think that that was going to be brought up if they're making a motion to keep it out. I don't know. Interested to know how that would tie in with what he was arrested for with the Delphi case, but I don't know. I don't know because now they've, put a motion out to seal all that stuff. So
Seems like
keep
when
it from the public.
they're aware of what one's defense might be, they come in and kick the blocks out from underneath.
Let me put this up here. Christina's coming out with some crazy info tonight. Let's see. She said Scott Payne said he was a part of breaking into a home and they were told to kill any adults and children. It was foiled, but Scott was big into the Odin stuff and biker gangs. See, that's crazy. That's crazy. Because we talked about like the mafia, right? Like they didn't, if you screwed up in the mob, they took care of you, but then they would continue to take care of your family, even though they killed you, right? Like this is a whole nother element of, killing children and stuff. That blows my mind. It stuff's for real. It's crazy. I just think that there are a lot of no wonder this is such a twisted case. I think that there's just a lot of dirty shit. And Lord knows how far out it goes. Curious to know. I really am. Anyway, I don't know. You got anything else you want to talk about tonight, New Day, or?
I don't know. I'm pretty spent.
I know. I feel spent too. I don't know what it is. Oh, happy Father's Day to any daddies out there.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. We applaud you. I have a great daddy myself that haven't decided what I'm going to do with him yet tomorrow, but definitely going to be seeing my daddy.
Yes.
I might take him to what's that store he keeps wanting to go to? He's never been to. Now I can't remember the name of it. I just know where it is. It's not Tractor Supply. It's another one of those. He's been wanting to go there. I might take him there. I don't know.
The farm store. That's what my dad would like too. If he could get up and around. He's not doing real well. This will probably be my last Father's Day with him. So I gotta get out and see him tomorrow. But yeah, happy Father's Day to all you daddies and fathers out there.
That's right. That's right. Happy Father's Day to all of you great daddies out there. And I don't know, anybody got any other questions or anything? We're going to be doing the next Silenced Professionals. We're going to talk about Greg Ferenczi next, and we'll give a little bit more of his background and, and kind of what's going on.
Stephanie's part 3.
We're going to be getting around to Stephanie too. She knows Stephanie has a special place in our hearts. They all do, really. Like, I feel bad for Click. I'm just having a lot of trouble buying what he's accused of, especially because of the timing. I don't know. And I just don't have enough, we don't have enough information on it to convince me that this wasn't on purpose.
Yep.
So I don't know. I could be wrong, but since they won't let us see anything to prove that one way or another, I'm just gonna have to go with my gut.
It's a good thing to go with, in my opinion.
Oh, Nancy Drew, my dad is 90. Oh, Nancy says her dad's 91, but doesn't remember my name, but says I'm his girl. Oh,
his gal. That's so nice. That's sweet.
That's sweet. Oh, yeah. My daddy's right there along with your daddy. Oh, he remembers my name. I think he still does. He calls me sis most of the time, but he always has. He calls my dad's always called everybody by nicknames, so you know.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, I think we're gonna go ahead and cut on out of here. Well, next, when are we going live again? Wednesday or Thursday, sometime in there.
Yeah, midweek, probably hump day.
Yeah, and we're gonna be talking more about Greg Ferenczi, and we'll be trying to keep you guys up to date when we find out anything more about Click and what's going on with his case. So uh, just keep them all in your mind as you think about Father's Day tomorrow. Click is a daddy too, and Ferenczi was a daddy, and
Yeah.
think about his think about them tomorrow on Father's Day a little bit, and say a little prayer for him.
Yeah.
We love you guys very much.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us tonight, guys. We really appreciate you.
Yeah, we sure do. We're still working a lot on working on the picture, the digital evidence. Sorry, God, I feel like I am dragging tonight. I'm so sorry, guys. Woo! I feel like my brain's in 12 places. We're still looking at all that. We just thought we'd take a little break since this Click stuff came up, just to give you kind of an update of what's going on a little bit. And you know, thought we'd go through that again because you know, I feel like all the stories are worth being told, and feel like from time to time we should talk about those things. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I
I
really
wanna
do. So
say real quick to Pertinent and Christina, I'm really sorry you ladies lost your dad. Um,
yeah,
it makes it extra hard on days like tomorrow. Um, my daddy's actually in hospice right now. I
yeah,
lost my mom last year. Uh, my dad probably won't be around much longer. So I'm sorry for anyone who's lost someone that they love, especially when holidays and things like that, like this, come up. But I hope you can find some peace in the day and maybe have some good thoughts and memories about some cool, neat things that you did together and the relationship that you had. But so happy Father's Day, and thanks for hanging out with us. We love each and every one of you. We had quite a few of you in here tonight. Thank you so much to Adrian, to Oh Hey Christina, our lovely mods. Nancy Drew was here. Pertinent, Gizmo, Digital, Duck and Felonies. Are you are you muted, artist? There you go.
digital. Join us next time. We'll continue on, like I said, Ferenczi next, and then Stephanie Thompson. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend and a great Father's Day. And we'll see you soon. You want to, what do you always say, New Day?
If you can't find a good person, be a good person.
That's right. And don't be a Holman. Good night, everybody. We love you. Have a good night.
Have a great weekend. Thanks, artist. Appreciate you.
Yep. Appreciate you too. Night, everybody.
Night.